Make sure it's all good.
Knerdout party.
Welcome to another episode of Knerdout. I'm your host Randy, and this is
I'm
Brian.
Oh,
Where did Brian go? This isn't Brian, guys. We got a guest host. This is Andy. So Randy and Andy nerd out.
I'm here to make Randy look like the skinny guy today.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I do need that because
We all do.
I ate McDonald's yesterday, and I'm gonna tell you, sorry McDonald's, but that should be about as illegal as heroin because it's nasty. That is some nasty stuff. But here we are, and it's going to be a good time. Last night, I don't know what you did last night. I finally finished off the Hobbit series with the fine one. And those movies, I just want to say, they just don't have that magic that Lord of the Rings had, like this magic. I was trudging through them. I was like, seriously, like, it was a 3-hour movie that turned into a 9-hour. Did you see them all?
I saw all but the last one, and to be honest, I've been dragging my feet.
That's what it was.
I don't think I want to see it.
Yeah.
I will see it.
It's like an obligation to see it.
Like, the movies felt phony.
Oh,
there was like the action sequences,
right.
And I know it was shot in higher frame rate.
Right.
I don't know how that played into it, but
right.
it didn't look like it had the same love that Lord of the Rings had.
No, there was no love. And on top of that, like, yeah, just didn't care about the characters. Even like, I loved Legolas in Lord of the Rings. Like, who didn't? Even in these movies, he was just, let's put Legolas in, sort of how, like, the prequels of Star Wars is like, we gotta put Boba Fett in because people love Boba Fett, you know? It was...
I think the Lord of the Rings, too, was carried by Gandalf, who was a strong character.
Yeah.
You had Sam. You had characters, I think, that were a little more engaging.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's not to discredit the acting in it.
Sure.
I don't think the acting was all that bad. I just thought the whole movie felt, as I said, fake.
It did. And you know what? You know what I remember? When they were filming, like, when Lord of the Rings trilogy was, like, new, and they were filming it, you'd always read interviews about how the camaraderie of these guys was like, this was the greatest relationship. We all loved each other. We felt their connection. You didn't feel that with these movies. You didn't feel them.
I think Peter Jackson ran out of energy,
I
ran out of love.
I think so, too.
I think the first ones were such a big feat
Yeah.
that maybe The Hobbit wasn't the best thing for him to do.
I
or
think
for that
so.
matter, anyone to do. Maybe give it a rest for a little bit.
I agree. And, you know, Guillermo del Toro was supposed to do it, and he backed out. So Peter Jackson felt obligated.
And I think Del Toro would have nailed it.
You think so? I
think the smog sequences, I think stuff like that.
I think so. Maybe he would have brought a fresh approach. I think ultimately, again, this is old subject, but they took a nice happy 3-hour story adventure and turned it into a 9-hour epic. And it just wasn't that. Like, it's been a long time since I read The Hobbit, but I think that they could have capped the magic and the whimsy of that movie in 3 hours.
You're right. It sucked the life out of it.
It did. But I just wanted to mention that because, again, like, I watch any sci-fi fantasy, and I usually can find some sort of redemption in those movies, and I was really struggling to put that in the DVD player, and I did, and that was that. But I've had a slow week. The only thing I got was I got the second to last of my G.I. Joe subscription series figures from Hasbro, which was Bombshell and Night Creeper Leader right here. Woo, exciting. And I don't really want to go into it too much. It's just, that's really all I had. The Bombshell's a nice looking figure. It wasn't based on a vintage character. But the Night Creeper Leader really does nothing for me. It just, like, I just wanted to mention, like, how sad that the state of G.I. Joe right now is just almost non-existent.
Not to be an echo chamber, I'm not a huge Joe person, but like to me they look like customs when you walk up.
They essentially are.
I haven't bought Super Into the Line. I can see the reuse of parts from a mile away.
Yeah. She looks okay.
The head sculpt is good.
Yeah, the head sculpt.
Credit for that.
Boss Fight Studios does them, and they do a good job. Right? Yeah, they do a good job. I just think it's just sad the state of G.I. Joe. Like, I think I brought this up before, but like, I'm a 3 3/4 inch Joe guy. And I hate to say it, but maybe it is time for them to give the 6-inch scale a go. I just don't know what... Like, kids are not into G.I. Joe. They're not buying these. And they're not... Like, they came out with the Pursuit of Cobra series not too long ago, and those were great. They were, like, military...
They seemed to sell pretty well, too.
They did.
You know, before they reintroduced the animated stuff.
Right.
You know, the Pursuit stuff was tough to find.
No, absolutely. But the thing is I think the level of sales that they need a brand like G.I.
Volume-wise.
Yeah, volume-wise, just wasn't reaching it. But, you know, with that said, I enjoy getting my subscription figures. You know, they're hit or miss, but I do look forward to, like, surprise, here's 2 figures you get in the mail, and you really don't know who you're going to get unless you, like, the day before, like, maybe someone on histank.com or one of the forums, like, like will reveal it, but I like to actually keep it. I can wait the extra day. I like the excitement of getting G.I. Joe, and I'm a G.I. Joe guy. Like I like my G.I. Joe. The state of G.I. Joe is just non-existent, and that's all I have for the week.
I think in 3 3/4 inch form though, they've taken it almost as far as you can.
I think I'll agree with that.
They've done a full vintage line. Now they've done a full modern line, which echoes the vintage line with a couple of pieces added in.
Well, I think the problem is that the collector market wants them to just keep rehashing the same figures and characters. And then, honestly, I think that they need to go with a more fresh approach. And I think that it might be too too drastic for collectors. And it might not hit with kids. And that's the risk they take.
You say that, but Target's got a pretty big military toy section right now.
They do.
Something that caught me off guard. I didn't think kids in general were into that.
That's a good point.
I think it's so hard for kids to play guns nowadays that, like, they never latch on to that.
No, you're right. But they do have that. They have those, I don't know what brand is, but it's like a knockoff.
Old Lennard style.
So if they can reserve that space for that, I mean, G.I. Joe could put something together. But moving on, we got, again, that's pretty much the review I have. You got the Figure Arts Iron Man. And after last episode, how I felt about the Figure Arts Stormtrooper, what do you have to think about, what do you have to say about the Iron Man?
I know what you thought of the Stormtrooper.
Yes.
I know you're a little harsh in my opinion.
I stick to it.
This Mark 43, I'm not a huge Iron Man person. In fact, I'm a little burnt out on it. I thought Iron Man 2 and 3 were really weak movies.
Understandably.
I got this, though. It is one of the best 6-inch action figures that I've ever owned. The pins on the knees, hips, all of that's all hidden. The only pin you see is a little bit on the feet. And speaking of the feet, Bandai gave us die-cast feet.
Die-cast metal!
Which is genius because it gives it a bottom weight where the balance of it is really, really good. When you have it in your hand, it makes it feel more substantial. You pick up a Stormtrooper, it feels light. You can tell it's plastic. This feels like Iron Man. Very, very cool. I know, Randy, beforehand you mentioned a little bit you thought they could have even put in more die-cast.
I don't know that I think that they should have, but yes, I think that they could have. Yes. I'm gonna just quickly. I don't own this. I just mess with it. I'll say, oh, there goes my Funkos. I agree. I think this, like, after my Stormtrooper sadness, and it was sadness, I still feel a tear running down my face. I think this is amazing, and I regretfully did not pre-order the Avengers series, and now I wish I did. Hopefully Motor City Toy Store can get plenty of them, because I think I got to get at least a Hulk. But this figure is excellent. The detail is amazing. It fits the character very well too, because like you said, like, how many Iron Man figures can you gotta give me something special for me to buy another Iron Man.
6 years they've done them all.
Yeah.
Like, from Iron Patriot, there's new armors, everything else.
It is great.
This is spot on. Like, I really don't have a complaint. The die-cast feet, I'm a little worried about paint chipping down the road.
Right.
But I kind of use kid gloves with this, but at the same time it's really posable, so I know it's going to get nicked up a little bit. I'm just going to have to learn to live with it.
Right, it's part of the
kind of wish they gave you a flight stand. They gave you, like, the flames for the hands, for the feet. Other figure arts have done it.
Yeah.
Why not Iron Man?
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, though, if you can track one of these down, you're going to enjoy it. You're probably not going to get it for import prices anymore, but get it before it becomes a $100 toy, because it's going to catch on fire. Yeah,
it sort of made me, like, I love the figure art stuff. That Stormtrooper totally depressed me, and this totally. Anyways, that's old news. I know we can't drag on that, but this figure did make me excited for. Recreated some excitement that I need for that new Luke Jedi, because I've got 4 of them coming in. Yeah, 4 of them, dude. No joke. And at least 3 of those are going to be opened and played with. I got a whole plan, but we'll get to that another time.
Wind whipped hair, non-wind.
That's right. I got to have a play one, a display. I got a display one. I might do a customized one.
He may even end up taller than Vader.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah, Vader saw. Next review you have is okay. This is an interesting one. We got to bring this bad boy up, don't we?
I think we do.
We're reviewing. You tell me about it, because I don't even know what company does. It's Sentinel.
This is Sentinel.
This is an
officially licensed Transformer. So
wait, non-transforming transformer.
Non-transforming transformer. It's a big action master.
Yeah,
I'm not going to beat around the bush.
Right.
And it's called Mega Action, so they don't even try to hide behind it.
Oh, you mean they can't even call it? I thought
no, it's called Mega Action.
I see.
Transformers is definitely on the banner.
Okay.
You know, it's got a Decepticon emblem.
Okay, cool.
This is a real-life third-party transformer.
Yeah.
It's not unlicensed. It's 100% by the book. It's huge.
It's heavy. This thing is heavy.
It's beautiful. It's durable.
This thing is ridiculously large. I've heard that before.
You can chunk this guy around. I'm not gonna give it to my kids, but
you could.
You can play with this.
I think it would crush my son because it weighs. I mean, you know, I might not be the most muscular dude.
It's
it's heavy. This is heavy.
And what's nice is it scales really, really nicely with some of the masterpieces and deluxes.
Yeah, we'll get some good pictures for you guys to see
he can hold Bumblebee and it's what a city bot should be.
I have a few thoughts on it. First of all, I like it. I actually have to say, before I saw this, I was just down on this thing. I was, all right, let's put this fucker down. Oops. That was, oops. Brian.
Brian knows you want
because I gave him a hard time about that. What I do think it looks great. Part of me doesn't like the non-transforming transformer concept, but at the same time, I got an X-Scope and Optimus Prime coming in the mail that's probably going to be reviewed next week, so I'm almost a hypocrite on that. I think for something like that, what does it retail for? I think
it originally retailed at U.S. after import about $500.
Okay, but you can get it now at Motor City Toy Store for about $399.
I think about $300, $350.
$350.
It's a good price for that. Right. I don't think at $500 it's a good value.
No, I don't either. I think what they could have done. This is my thoughts, and you can tell me if you agree. Take another $100 out of the price and actually rotocast it because it doesn't need to have that intense weight.
I agree. It would be a little bit lighter, but I think the weight and the size is what makes it.
Yeah,
that's what gives it the presence. And when you put it with Metroplex and the same size,
it does look good next to Metroplex.
It creates a really good backdrop and gives Transformers a really good breadth of scale that, you know, you may laugh about Transformers in scale, but
I
it looks good, but it doesn't transform.
No,
you're getting a big action master.
You're getting a big expensive action master, but it's definitely from what I saw. When I first heard that you ordered one of those, I was like, what are you gonna do with that? But
I still don't know.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, you got to make room for that. Like, you might have to kick one of your kids out of the house. But
some days
it is a display piece, and it looks good for display from what I can tell. Doesn't transform. I think the price is where it gets me, but I think it's cooler than I thought.
understand that.
Yeah,
I got a really good price on it. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
So, you know, shipping alone on one of these guys is gonna set you back
that's
a
problem
because the box is like a mini fridge.
Yeah. I didn't see the box, but I saw the.
Yeah, you don't have to assemble anything but the shield and the guns.
Yeah,
but it's big.
Yeah.
It's a big boy.
It's cool. Maybe not something I would add to my collection, but I do like looking at yours, so that's good enough. Sometimes that's what you need. You need your friends to buy.
Visit.
To buy the
reason
shit
to come
that you
over.
don't buy. Right, absolutely.
Well, not coming over to visit your kids.
I come visit Andy and Scorponok. Hi, Andy. Hi, Scorponok. How are you? So, but that's pretty much the reviews. What we're gonna do now?
Real quick though.
Oh yeah.
Springboarding off the Sentinel thing.
Oh.
I also picked these up through Motor City Toy Store. They're the Microman keychains. And they've got LEDs, which, of course, why wouldn't the Microman have an LED?
How do you do it?
You spin the dial in the back.
Ooh, that's serious.
You just put your finger on it and kind of rotate it over.
Yeah, I don't have fingers for this.
You don't need a fingernail. Just use your finger
Wow, that's like. Oh, I gotcha.
Not that complicated.
Pretty.
Now, they're 4.5-inch scale, so they're a little bit bigger than what the old ones are.
Yeah.
Some purists may have an issue with it. I think it's kind of nice. It creates that added, element of scale.
It's like a novelty, though. It's not like
it's got a key ring.
You're not replacing your Microman collection. You're adding to it or
supplementing it.
Supplementing
getting a unique piece that isn't going to be available for all that long.
Right.
But I think they're really well done.
Yeah, cool.
And everything I've gotten by Sentinel so far is highly recommended. I think it is a new company.
Yeah.
They've got me excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Battle of the Planets mark, or I guess Gotchamen mark.
Yeah.
I'm going way US. That looks cool.
LEDs.
It looks cool. I'm very curious. Sentinel does seem to be doing a good job with stuff. They could be a major player in the future. Those are cool. I like them. What do those retail for, man?
About $25 to $30.
So that's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
They're an import. You're not going to find this domestically, and you're going to be hard pressed to probably even find it.
Right.
Except for when this window right now. Go to MotorCityToyStore.com. He'll hook you up.
Yeah, holy shit, we're giving him some extra plugs today. Nick.
Yes,
Forget it. Since we don't have a lot of reviews, here's my concept that we're gonna do now. Listen to the rules, not too intense, but if you're familiar with the modern toy market, Funko, which has become a huge toy company, started maybe a year or two ago with the Alien figures, the Reaction line. Now, their process behind the Funko Reaction line is to do a 5-point articulation, vintage-style action figure with card art similar to what you saw in the 1980s, late 70s. Now, I just want to say, first of all, I would say that the Funko Reaction figures, the end result isn't exactly how I felt that they should be. I think they're a little on the soft side.
I don't see how you couldn't be a little disappointed.
The
human likenesses in particular are really soft and like a big stretch for the character.
But that's really not like the point. Is I do love the concept of the vintage style 5-point articulation.
Concept's great. You're getting like a mini poster with a little tchotchke toy attached to it. That's what they are, in my opinion, a little tchotchke toy.
Yeah. They're like a $10 investment per figure. The card art is beautiful. They do these great vintage toy lines, especially stuff that we didn't see in the 80s, which was our time period, pretty much. And so we decided to come together and come up with a list, each of us, a top 10 list of what are the top 10 movies that we individually would like to see or think would work best with this series. So it's kind of a combo. It's not just like, oh, I want to see this movie toy line. It's like, this would work really well with this toy line.
When I approached it, I thought about the card art.
Oh, okay.
Well, you got to have something that presents in the big poster, Big Trouble in China. It's got to have that pop look to it.
Part of it.
I think the Fifth Element one's coming out. I think that's my criticism. Is the card art.
The card art is weak, but that's a perfect line I want to see.
Perfect line.
They should have made Fifth Element action figures. They did that,
but for whatever reason, they dropped the ball on the card art on those, which is usually a strong suit of theirs.
It's probably a license issue. They didn't get Bruce Willis wouldn't let them use his face.
Go figure. It doesn't look a lot like Bruce Willis.
It's kind of like the Back to the Future ones. If you check out the Back to the Future ones, it's such a missed opportunity because the card art does not do justice. They're not individual card art. So that's kind of the rule. Now, I do want to say, before we get our top secret lists out, I do want to say my number one would have been Dark Crystal, but Funko Reaction already announced that Dark Crystal figures will be made, so my number one is already being taken care of.
Are those going to be recast off the vintage pieces?
They haven't said. That's right, because the original
the prototypes are out there. Somebody, lucky guy out there, has those in his private collection.
I actually hope they aren't. Part of me hopes they are, and part of me hopes they aren't, because I've seen the originals and I want them, but
you don't think they live up to today's standards?
I'm not so sure. And the
even
thing
Funko
is,
standards?
even Funko today's standards, I think that there might be something else they could do with it. But nevertheless, and also I want to say, Flash Gordon would also be number 1 or 2, but Biff Bang Pow is coming out with those, and I want to say, just give them credit. Biff Bang Pow did the Twilight Zone figures. They look great. That's how they should be done. And the pictures of the Flash Gordon figures look good. I want to give them credit because they're doing what I wish Funko did.
I also didn't put Flash Gordon on because I think the vintage line is exactly what these are.
They never did a vintage line.
The animated
Those
Flash
were made out of cartoon, right? I want Flash Gordon, Sam J. Jones.
Okay.
I want Sam J. Jones. I want who played Dr. Zarkov. It was the guy from Fiddler on the Roof. He's got like one name, like Shasta. I don't know what his name is.
Sounds right.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's like one name. It's like, but I think that, and the girl from Flash Gordon, the Ming's daughter, I can't remember her name, but she was the first time I really discovered what a woman was. And to this day, every time I see her in that movie.
You also discovered what a man was that day.
With Sam
Flash.
J. Jones.
We've got autographed Flash down here.
That's right. Sam J. Jones is the man. But we're going to get on this list.
Let's do it.
We're going to start with number 10. Do you want me to go first or you want to go first?
Why don't you kick it off?
I'm going to kick it off. I'm going to go, this was a tough one. I'm going to go with Lord of the Rings after we just bashed it. And the reason why is because Toy Biz did a Lord of the Rings.
You want Lord of the Rings movie.
Vintage style.
Not animated.
Nope.
Okay.
5. Oh, yes, I should clarify. Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings.
So you don't want a Bakshi.
No.
Okay.
That would be cool, though, but no. I'm saying Lord of the Rings.
I had that as honorable mention, to be honest.
All right.
I wanted to see the Bakshi line.
Oh, really?
Like a filled-out Knickerbocker line. So Knickerbocker did a couple pieces, but I want to see the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, the only reason why Lord of the Rings almost didn't make it was because it's such an extensive series that, like, if you're going to start it off, you got to finish that
You do.
off, and that's gonna be like that would be
You
like
can get
some
away with
serious-
just a fellowship, and that would be a
Do
pretty.
you really think so?
With a ring wraith, I think you can do it.
Maybe you're right.
So,
What's your number 10?
My number 10 is Rocky.
Oh, that's a good
Rocky
one.
1 through 4.
That's a good one.
I think you get a diverse characters. I think
That's
the card
good.
art would be good.
That would be good,
You know-
and it would be a nice small, like you get Clubber Lane. You got that's good.
They've done a lot of Rocky stuff already, but they haven't done anything like that
Right.
Rocky style.
That's a good one. But do you incorporate it into one world like Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, I thought about it, and if
Yeah,
I was
how do
going to
you-
pick just one, it would be Rocky 4.
I would too.
Because
I
you've
like
got
that.
Apollo was still in Rocky 4.
Yes, that's true.
You know what happened to him.
And then I will break you.
You got Ivan
Dolph Lundgren.
Drago.
Oh, I got
You
it.
got
yeah.
your Rocky running
That's
up
a
the
good
mountain in winter coats. You can do a lot.
That's good. No, that's good. That's good.
I'll go to my number 9 then.
Wait. Okay, you're gonna go to number 9. Go ahead.
Kind of spring. It's going to be Gremlins 1 and 2.
No. Oh man, I mean, I should have told you. They announced Gremlins.
Oh.
Oh, so you got to
So
take.
I'm going to be getting a Gremlins
Okay,
line.
so you know what? His number 9 is gonna get it. Yeah, they're coming out with the Gremlins.
I could
one.
put my number 9 was almost.
Okay.
Point Break almost fell into that category.
Wow, I
It would be Johnny Utah. You get Bubby. You get him with the president mask on. You got a 4-figure
Can
set.
I say something? I've never fully seen Point Break from beginning to end.
Shame on you.
Never seen it from beginning to end. Now it's been on TV, and I'll like catch
always on
glimpses
TV.
of it, or like parts of it. But
Chasing
I've
some
never,
Roadhouse.
I've never seen it from Roadhouse. Is another movie. Never seen it from the beginning credits to end credits.
Guilty pleasure. But that was an honorable mention. It just got put
Right.
in at number 9.
Okay. Well, my number 9 is Matrix. Now we have had Matrix action figures, but like Matrix is like the modern day, the most modern like classic sci-fi movie. And I'm not talking about 2 and 3. I'm talking about Matrix.
It's probably the last classic that would fall into the classic, but 2 and 3, yeah, you definitely
No.
got it.
We'll just talk about the first one. The card art would be a nice black with that, or
The
like
green,
with
the numbers
green
falling
numbers
down.
falling. And you know what? I like the Matrix, and I think that it would provide a lot of different characters.
You
I
wave
think
a
that would be
black
good.
dress of
Yeah.
characters. Very
Yeah.
Fitting of the time it came
Yeah.
out.
So far, mine are pretty extensive lines and modern as well. I guess I'll go to number 8. This is going to be fun. I am serious about this one too. I'm talking about the Masters of the Universe movie, and I'm talking the Dolph Lundgren one. Now that was
You'll look right here on my list.
Nice,
Mention.
nice,
I had it
nice.
on there.
I love that movie, and we saw a couple of the figures in the classic.
Frank Langella Skeletor would be amazing.
And I'm talking like 3 and 3/4 to
The movie style. I don't want to see it look at all like a Masters of the Universe character.
No, like a 5-point articulation, Master Universe.
Gwildor?
So, Gwildor.
That would be good.
Dolph Lundgren, with Gwildor with his little
The
instrument.
guitar or whatever.
Right. Oh, that would be a good one.
It is. That's a good number 8.
Yeah, where you
Mine
got?
is way more white bread.
Okay.
It's Ghostbusters.
All right, fair. Yeah.
5-figure
I didn't even
set.
think
It's
about
super
putting that.
easy.
That is easy.
It seemed like they would have already made it.
That's
but
good.
It was a boring one.
No,
but
it is
I had
boring.
to put it on there.
All right, well then go to number 7 because I can't argue with that.
Number 7 is a little off the radar. It's Secret of Nim.
Oh, that.
When I was thinking vintage, I was also thinking of the toys I wanted when I was a kid and
Yeah.
never got.
I like that. I don't know how that would. I think definitely the package art would work, but
I think
the
it would be
figures
beautiful.
would be.
Miss Brisby.
That would
You
be kind
would
of cool.
have to like
That would be-
anthropomorphize them a
That
little
would
bit.
be that would the translating that would be interesting. But to compare how they could do it is they did a really good job with the Nightmare Before Christmas.
They
figures,
did,
those
and
were
I
sort
think that thinking at the Funko boundaries, their non-human stuff is their best stuff. I think their human sculpts are
I
really
agree.
poor, and anything that
I
looks
agree.
more animated looks decent.
That's an interesting pick. I love Secret of Nim. It's one of those movies that's probably on my top 10 like childhood favorites. But I don't know that I ever really seeked out action figures. That's
when I was
good.
a kid, I liked
I
the
loved
dark
it.
cartoons. We're gonna
I
go
loved
further into that too.
Okay. Well, my number 7, I didn't do too much animated. I wish I was. My number 7 is seriously Conan the Barbarian, and I'm talking Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conan. I'm talking that whole world in a 5-inch. The card art would be awesome.
I knew you were gonna have that on. It was an honorable mention.
I
With
love
Red
me-
Sonja because you have the follow-up.
Well, yeah, Conan Destroyer, then Red Sonja. I don't even need that. I want the Conan main characters. Oh, you got
you love your men in diapers.
I do like my barbarians. I do. And Conan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conan. So that's my 7. Should I go to 6?
Yeah, go for it.
This is what I think is going to be your number 1, and that's The Last Starfighter. Don't tell me if it is, but actually in the 80s, Galoob produced prototypes. You can find pictures on the net, and they were cool. That's probably your number 1.
That is my number 1.
Oh, wow.
It is. Like,
I knew it.
You have
I
a
knew it.
diverse alien
Yes.
races, and I would love to see an action figure of the stand-up arcade machine.
That'd be kind of
put
cool.
it on a card.
Kind of cool.
I love Last Starfighter. I think it could translate really well into modern movies. Nailed it. That's my number one.
All right. Well,
So
sorry.
that cat is out of the
I didn't
bag.
mean to blow your.
No.
You know.
Oh, we may have another
Yeah.
here.
All right. So what's your? We're at 6. Yeah. What's your 6?
My number 6 is another cartoon. It's Wizards. Ralph Bakshi.
I've never made that. No way.
It's
I did see
the Red Rider.
There was the guy
the
on the
black thing. And when I was a kid,
You like Ralph?
that was a
Bakshi,
movie
man.
I loved. It's an acid trip. I don't think I ever understood it, but the way it looked in the universe, I just thought was really cool. And I think they'd be magnificent action figures, like VHS box artwork cover.
Like that certain like he had like a lot of like orange and pink, purple tones and stuff, didn't it?
Yeah, they had like his kind of nervous looking line art.
I'll be honest with you. Like I know I've seen it, but
Hit the
I
internet,
thought I
look at some
remember-
images.
Okay, I know that there was the guy riding that creature.
That's obviously the iconic.
Right. I remember that movie just not quite entertaining.
Lovingly?
Yeah. You know what? Ralph Bakshi movie I didn't put on my list, but since we're talking about Bakshi real quick, Fire and Ice. Did you ever see that?
I did
like Fire and Ice. It's probably an awful movie.
Heavy
but,
Metal I've done, and
Metal,
that's another one I've seen it a couple times. I still don't get it.
Yeah.
But there's something about that acid-induced
Okay.
animation I like.
So what's your 5?
Okay, number 5 here is City of Lost Children.
That's an interesting one.
It's I don't know how well it would sell.
I don't know how well that would.
It's a pretty cult movie nowadays, but I think the visuals of it are just perfect for action figures.
I could see that. I think you would just have like 3 or 4 figures, which is fine. But
no, you'd have more than that. You'd have Ron Perlman.
Okay, yeah,
You'd
Ron
have
Perlman.
a couple little
The
kids.
old dude
You'd have the
with the
old
crazy-
guy,
that'd
and
be
then
cool.
the 2 twins,
okay.
and the old lady. You have at least a 5. I need to look at 4 or 5
It
figure
would be
line.
a tough sell, but I wouldn't argue the fact that I would definitely buy.
And
those.
I didn't put marketability or
Yeah,
saleability.
okay,
I'll let
sure.
the people that make
Sure,
the
no,
toys
right,
worry
right.
about that. Wizards.
Yeah.
I'll be one of 2
Yeah.
people that would ever track down
No,
a
you're
Wizards
right.
toy.
Actually, you'd be surprised. My number 5 is Princess Bride. I mean, that's kind of a.
I never even thought of Princess
You didn't
Bride.
think of Princess
Nora
Bride?
would be so upset at me.
Oh man, I mean that would be. It would set it up for a good 8-figure series.
That's a good one.
The
That's
card
solid.
art, yeah, that's good. That's I mean, I thought that was going to be in your top 3, to be honest with you.
No,
Disappointed?
I feel disappointed in myself,
you
to be
should.
quite
That's
honest.
good.
Wow.
So should I go with my number 4?
Yeah.
My number 4 actually could easily be in Another World number 1, but it's number 4, and I'll tell you why. It's Never Ending Story, and the reason why is without a doubt one of my childhood favorites, other than Goonies, and Dark Crystal. The thing is Never Ending Stories doesn't lend itself as well to action figures.
There's
Right?
only like a couple humanoid characters.
You got Atreyu. You can make a big luck dragon. That'd be cool. And then you have a couple of the creatures like the snail racer. And then the bat.
The larger creatures are out of my... Because
yes,
I was getting a carded Funko line.
Absolutely.
And my next one has the opportunities for some cool accessories.
So what's your number 4 then?
My number 4 is Top Gun. And I know you're going to shake your head. Top Gun, the birth of Michael Bay onto all of us, which,
I can't say that like I'm dying for.
You have vehicles. You got Maverick on his motorcycle.
Oh man.
Oh, you have Jester, Viper, Merlin. You got volleyball variants. Like
I can visualize the packaging art for that.
You have Val Kilmer before you got Puffy. It's good stuff.
No, I won't argue that.
Flight suits, pilots.
The world. There's a place for Top Gun Funko figures. I just don't think I'd put in my top 10.
And it's never been done, and I kind of focused on...
There's probably a reason for that.
Okay.
All right, okay, give me your number 3 then.
My number 3 is Muppet Movie.
Oh, that's great.
I think the 3 3/4 would lend themselves really well to a solid Muppet line, and you could take that line really the distance.
Thumbs up to that. That'd be awesome. The packaging.
Packaging would be beautiful. You could have the embellished border with the character built into it.
That is a good one. Wow.
In Fraggle Rock, you could spawn that into a more Henson thing.
You could go crazy with
Muppet Movies would isolate it.
Oh, yes. I think that's great.
Over Muppet Caper, which would be my second selection.
Well, the second one. Oh, I like the Muppet Movie. That's great. I seriously, I can visualize how those look. I can even visualize how the sculpts.
Well, yeah, like the Gonzo would be great.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good one. I didn't let my brain go that way. I wish I would have. That's great. I guess I should go. Wait, what was that? Your number 3?
That was my number 3.
I'll go with my number 3. My number 3 is Blade Runner.
I thought that'd be on there.
Yeah, I mean, there has never been a Blade Runner action figure, which blows my mind. Like, now, I know that there's only a handful of characters that you really need, But a Deckard figure, like how could
That
we
was
have
it,
never
like-
got a Deckard figure? I actually almost prefer,
had that, but I looked at that as more of like a movie Maniacs figure. Like I didn't want to turn into my movie
Legacy,
Maniacs like you have a
like a
Descartes,
one-off?
but what else
Yeah.
do I need really
Oh, no,
other than
you need-
Descartes?
Oh no, you need Daryl Hannah's character.
Now I think that 3 3/4 inch
And,
Descartes with the vehicle would be really cool,
That would
but
be awesome.
it's also turning it into a big toy line, not an action
Well, they're
figure
doing the
series.
Jaws figure, the Jaws.
Yeah,
set.
Bruce
That's
the
awesome.
shark.
But I mean, I think Blade Runner actually lends itself I want like a legacy style, like a 6-inch Deckard. But I think Blade Runner is definitely that's easily my.
I
number
knew
3.
you would have that. on
Yeah,
the list.
yeah.
And I avoided. putting it on
Yeah. I love that movie, and I want a Deckard action figure so bad. I would love a detailed one, but I would love vintage style. Should I do my number 2? You want to do number 2?
I don't have a number 1, so why don't you do your number 2?
I'll do my number 2. My number 2 is this is gonna spark some debate, but it's Dune. And here's the thing. First of all, I love Dune. I know there's a lot of Frank Herbert fans out there that think that David Lynch's Dune movie is not very good. I love the movie in
Hasn't
entirety.
aged that well. In
I
fairness,
think I
don't think it
disagree.
has.
I disagree, but that's a whole nother
What edit
debate.
do you watch? Do you watch the
I actually
super
like
long one?
I like the David Lynch edit because the
Okay.
other one's not a David Lynch edit. He didn't want to do that, as far as I understand. I could be wrong, but Dune had the fortune of having a nice action figure line in the '80s. It really did. It was a good figure line. The thing is when it came out, I was definitely like a 3 3/4 inch guy, and those were more like a 6-inch. They were like 6-inch, and they had action features, and they're a great figure line. I have the complete set to this day. I have a lot of love and pride into them. But I do want to see like a 3
They didn't
3/4
last for
inch.
clear reasons either,
No,
because
no,
it was
it's
not
very-
a kid's movie. Like,
was not
I remember
really-
watching it as a kid, and I'm
I
like,
loved it. I
wow,
saw it in the theater.
I'm not getting
I
this.
get it, but I saw it in the
I
theater.
grew into it, and now I watched it recently, and I
Yeah.
kind of grew back out of
love
it.
it.
Like,
I love
it's
it.
a little
It's
off, I guess.
it's tough to digest.
but I knew
but-
that would be on your list.
Yes.
I had a list of what would Randy have on
Yes,
his list.
yes. Costume design is a big part of it. Like I love the costume and character design of Dune. I want a complete extensive Dune.
Because the
collection.
colors are a little bland,
Love it.
but
What I mean, no more bland than like Tatooine style Star Wars. I mean,
you'd have a whole line.
A lot of layers.
I think the Jedi's get boring because they're
Yeah.
all in robes,
Yeah.
and I can only have so many guys in brown robes.
I will defend Dune till the day I die. So
I know you will.
All right. So you're number 2.
My number 2 is never going to happen because it's already been said they're not allowed to license it. But I want to see a Spaceballs line.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I didn't even.
You
think
know,
about
it's a
that.
slam dunk. It's a Star Wars knockoff. Do it like Star Wars
Mhm.
figures. You can make the assholes.
Right.
Like,
No, that makes sense. That's a good one. Now, do you feel like they have said that they will not license it?
I
but
think when they made Spaceballs, they had to sign
They
an
have.
agreement that they could not
But
make any merchandise.
do you think that will hold up now that Disney owns Star Wars? Like, is there a chance?
I would hope not. I think
Yeah.
it would be really fun. I don't know how many people look back on Spaceballs
I think-
still now. Like, is the Mel Brooks train kind of rid into pastures? or
No, I
sunset?
think you're wrong. I think that they would.
I hope
still-
I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I think it's a good parody to this day.
Right. No, I think that's a good pick. I didn't even think about Spaceballs.
Yeah, Darth Helmet. You've got
Yeah,
Rick Moranis. Another opportunity for another
absolutely.
Rick Moranis. I thought a lot
Yeah.
about actors when I did this.
Okay.
Like, I had one that dropped off the list, and I'll mention
We'll
instead of
get that.
one. But yeah, actors.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer
you
action
like
figure.
Val Kilmer, man.
I like people of that
Actually,
era.
I never even thought about Tombstone would be one I'd like to
I
see.
have that
I'm
on
a big
my-
fan of Tombstone.
I have
didn't
that
even
and
think
Young
about
Guns. because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
no,
they
that
were
would
both-
translate.
But I'm not into Western toys. That kind of
I
That's
actually
why it
am.
had
I like
just off the list.
I like the Butch Cassidy and Sundance series, and I like the Lone Ranger. I'll get to my number one.
do
though.
it, and then we'll talk
Um,
about the ones that
Crawl.
once again
Crawl.
was on my list of Randy movies.
How cool! That whole series, the Cyclops. I mean, that whole series.
The Horse Rider would be pretty sweet.
Oh man, the packaging could be that like early '80s faded sort of cinematography.
That was also
Love
on
Crawl.
my list that Randy would have on
Absolutely,
his. So
I
I
love
didn't even
Crawl.
put it on there because I knew you would have it.
And that's to Brian too, because I know Brian's a big Crawl fan, and he would appreciate that. I love Crawl.
It would be cool. I thought you'd have Willow too.
Oh, that's
Speaking
a
of Crawl,
good
because Crawl
one.
and Willow have a
Ah.
similar
Yeah, and the only Willow
imagery.
figures we ever had were those terrible
Little
like
die-cast,
Tonka die
yeah.
cast. Oh, Willow. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd probably put Willow at number 10 here. So
Would you?
I would not.
I thought you'd have it on your list.
That's
It's on my
good.
my
I
list
didn't
of
think of
Randy
that.
picks.
I would love to have a Mad Mardigan action figure. That's Willow, good one.
Yeah, like now you have something you just missed the list.
Okay,
And
go ahead. Yeah, give me
one of mine was Enemy Mine. I want a Lou Gossett Jr., but there's only 2 figures you can
Yeah,
get.
that'd be pretty limited. I don't know. I love that movie, but I don't know that would have made
Just
it.
got chopped. Like, there were the obvious ones like Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not that into Tarantino anymore.
No, it would translate
like,
well.
It would sell well, and people would buy it. I think they will probably come out as.
I think you're right too.
Then the other 2, I'll do 3.
Okay.
All right, real quick. V.
That's a good one. Very good one.
I didn't know it was a movie. It was a miniseries.
No, we didn't say movie because Funko does do like they do Buffy and stuff.
I thought the Beatles Yellow Submarine would translate well. Already the Beatles
that's
animated.
a good idea. That's a good.
In that size.
Creative.
And Bill and Ted.
That's a good one.
But they had a toy line that was already done.
That's a good.
Way more animated.
After you said Beatles, I just thought Beetlejuice would be another good one. I didn't put that on mine.
It would be.
That's a good one. My list honorable mentions is Logan's Run. I love that movie. I don't know how well that would translate into action figures.
Yeah.
But I love that movie.
Like having a Starman action figure.
That's a good one. Tron. The reason why Tron didn't make the list is because there have been several good Tron toy lines. Like
the original Tron line still holds.
Exactly. The original.
The card art even looks like it could be straight off.
That's why it didn't make my list. Phantasm. Would love to see Phantasm, but that would work itself. But that would work itself better in the horror movie series that Funko
I think
does.
like a horror movie line, you'd have to do like a Puppet Master or something.
Sure,
like that. They already beat that.
Well, I'd be all
But they made the doll size ones. 10 years ago now, 20 years ago.
Right, they were good too. So like the tall man would be, but I think it would better fit like with the Hellraiser figure and that whole like horror series. And then another one. This is really weird. Dark City. But I think that's another one
City
where
Lost Children-esque, like
yes, it is.
You would very, very, very razor focus,
right?
And it would have some cool designs, the neo noir.
Yes, absolutely. And you could I forgot what those the tuners was that what are tuners?
I think the guys who organized the whole city or created it.
I think they would.
I haven't seen that movie in probably 15 years.
Well, I got it. You can borrow it. I like it. I think it actually held up pretty well.
Right? Or Alex Proyas?
Yeah. It's pretty. I don't know if I would say pretentious, but it takes itself very seriously. But I like it.
I watched it in a film class at university,
so
okay. maybe it could fall in that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But that was a fun list. I liked hearing some of yours.
There's so much more I could add to because every time I thought of one,
another one.
You'd go to another one, do another one, and then I'd find reasons to make rules of why it didn't fit.
Right, makes sense.
Like you said, Flash Gordon. I instantly went to the old animated ones, which are like they could be Funko products. Like the card art was beautiful and bright.
Right.
The figures were bright.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. No, that was good. I will say that your Muppets choice probably struck me as my favorite of your list.
I think that's I think that's a money making.
Absolutely,
line.
It would be very. It's something that you could see Target's carrying, and like, do they still have those FYE stores? I don't know if they carry those, but it would be something that would appeal to an interesting array of an audience. Plus, I think they could translate really well. Just
so I can get my final shot in at Funko, because I think this is such a blown opportunity. I was so into it when I first heard the idea, and then I saw the product, and their human characters sometimes are pretty embarrassingly bad. The Back to the Future ones in particular, you can look at them, and if they weren't on the card and just on their own, you wouldn't even know who they were.
I agree.
It's sad when you can look at toys that were 30 years old now.
And they
have a soft sculpted personality in it. These don't have any personality.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I do think that there are some that have hit the mark, but I think overall, again, Biff Bang Pow, they've only done the Twilight Zone and what I've seen the Flash Gordon. They seem to have nailed it. How do
their prices compare?
They're $11. They're about $1 more. I think
fair comparison.
Funko focused a little bit more on the packaging instead of the product in the packaging, and they took a concept that would have taken all my money in general. Like, I love the idea of that. I'm from that time period.
Now you pick and choose.
And I still buy most of them, though.
Of course.
I open them.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. But they have had some home runs. I think the Crow was really good. I think the horror series stuff is really good. The alien stuff is good. But
any non-human character, they've done well. And every human character, I don't know who's sculpting for them, but Funko put out a Craigslist ad for a new sculptor. There's a lot of hungry artists out there that I think can do a better job.
I agree. So I think the concept is great. I think definitely they need to step it up a little bit. But that was a fun category for sure.
I think so.
Well, I think it's time to wrap it up.
Right.
Andy, thank you for guesting on
Anytime.
Nerd And
Some big guy's got to sit on this side of the driver's seat.
you're not that big.
Passenger seat, I guess. I'm getting there.
Anyways, subscribe, like, do all that stuff. Go to Motor City Toy Store. Have a good time. Everyone, nerd out.
Yes.
Let's hope it all recorded, because sometimes it does.
I don't know what the runtime